Jujutsu Kaisen. It's not wild to say that JJK is a big anime. Its influence has skyrocketed through the past years, with it becoming a cultural phenomenon. And now that the series is wrapped up, many people are going back to the series to look at its flaws and strengths. And there are some people who criticize the series heavily, stating that JJK is only about the fights and aura moments, and doesn't have any actual characters or actual story. Those people are stupid as fuck. Yo, what's everybody? It's your boy Yeet Man here, back at it again. Today we're here to talk about JJK criticism. Like I said in the intro, there's a lot of people who are starting to criticize JJK. And before I start, don't get me wrong, JJK isn't a perfect series. There's some flaws within the material. But holy shit, you guys suck at pointing out what's your actual problem with the manga. Because I be reading some of this shit, I'm like, damn, bro, did you read what you was like? Did you? Like, did you? Like, did you read the material that you're talking about? What motivated me to make this video was a response TikTok that I made about somebody criticizing JJK.
Jujutsu Kaisen is mid.
Alright, that's your opinion. Let's hear you out.
I've watched seasons 1 and 2 of Jujutsu Kaisen. It's so boring.
Okay, that's cool. That's a common talking point whenever somebody criticizes JJK. Though I may ask, why does that make the series overrated? Why can't it just not be for you? A lot of times when people criticize a show, their criticism basically boils down to the show not being for them. And instead of them realizing this, they just call the material bad.
It's just everything's just rip off Naruto.
Oh boy, I thought we left this take in 2020.
The cursed energy is just chakras.
How? Like literally in what way? I think he's talking about the energy itself instead of the power system, but even then that can literally go for anything. You know, fucking Nen does the same thing, so I don't know where this is coming from. If he's talking about the actual power systems, domain techniques offer a whole different aspect to the power system that's not the same in Naruto.
Gojo is just Kakashi.
Only similarities between Gojo and Kakashi is their white hair and blonde folded eyes. They serve a whole different role in their respective stories.
The three main characters are Sasuke, Naruto, and Sakura.
In what way is Megumi similar to Sasuke? The only two things that are similar is that they're edgy, that's it. Though, Sakura and Nobara are two women, so I see what you're going there. The only real merit you guys with Naruto and Yuji, but the only similarities are in concept. After that, the execution is way different. If you need more proof, look at Naruto and Boruto and Yuji and Modulo. Them niggas are not the same.
There's no way you guys are writing this so hard. The only reason why it's so popular right now is because the new gen kids are watching it and thinking it's like, you know, really good, but it's just rip off Naruto.
Alright, before somebody comments, I know this is rage bait. I just wanted to address this because a lot of this criticism is common against JJK.
Just watch Naruto. In the storyline, it's ass. It's horrible. I don't even understand the plot of the storyline, and I've read the manga.
How did you watch the anime and read the manga and don't understand the plot of JJK, bro?
The only thing carrying it is the animation. If you think my opinion is wrong, you're wrong.
Like I said, I know this is rage bait. I just wanted to use him as like a tool to discuss why people don't take JJK criticism in general seriously. It's because oftentimes it sounds like this and it's very disingenuous and often reads like you don't like really read the manga or just watched the anime at all. I'm not saying JJK is a perfect anime and manga, but goddamn, some of you guys really suck at criticism. So you would think a criticism about JJK couldn't get any more dumber than that, right? You'd be very wrong. To my chagrin, the comments were filled with more idiotic takes. So idiotic that you have to deduce that these people have never touched the JJK material. The first comment up is criticizing JJK for being a copy of Naruto, which I already explained in the video is pure fucking wrong. But anyways, he says,
I don't know why JJK fans keep saying to themselves that JJK is his own anime instead of a Naruto copy. So let's break it down. The main characters has a demon inside that they are scared that the demon might take control of their body and hurt someone they love.
Comprehension of a 2-year-old baby. I literally addressed this point in the same video that you're commenting on. The only real merit you guys with Naruto and Yuji, but the only similarities are in concept. After that, the execution is way different. The only reason why I'm harping so hard on the similar concept but different execution thing is because the anime community doesn't know what a fucking trope is, and the inner demon is a wildly common trope throughout all of fiction. Main character that has a demon inside them that they're afraid is gonna hurt their loved ones? Yeah, nigga, you just described fucking Hulk. He then sadly continues.
The sensei is seen as one of the most overpowered characters in the verse, with both animes glazing each other. For Gojo with the solar session of Gojo, for Kakashi, that's the copy ninja Kakashi.
The sensei being the overpowered one is literally a common theme with senseis. What are you talking about? It's like this nigga only watches JJK and Naruto and nothing else. Also, notice the manipulation tactic of him saying that Gojo and Kakashi are seen as one of the most overpowered characters in their series. Because if he were to say that Gojo is the strongest in his series, which he is, he will realize how Gojo stands apart from Kakashi in many different ways. Because a mistake that many people think about JJK is that they think that Gojo being the strongest is some Jinwoo or farming shit instead of something that actually plays into his character and the theme of the story. Then he says this, he says both female characters are trash and don't contribute anything to the team much, which I haven't watched Naruto in a little while, so I can't say too much about the Sakura thing. But for Nobara, nigga, are you serious? He then follows that up.
The endgame of both stories is about the main characters constantly jumping the main villain repeatedly, while the good guys getting a power boost in order to defeat the main villain.
Because yes, JJK was known for having his one-on-one fights. Also, again, nigga, look up what a trope is. The main character is getting a power boost to defeat the villain is a fucking trope throughout all of media. What are you talking about?
Both series has a mastermind that has planned out everything. For Naruto, Obito. For JJK, Kenjaku.
Oh yes, I see. Also, Eren is a mastermind. He planned out everything. He also has an inner demon. Oh my god. What the fuck? Is Attack on Titan copying Naruto? No, Geek man, obviously Naruto came up with a mastermind. There's no anime throughout all of fiction that uses smart characters like that. There's no anime does that. No anime does that. You're wrong. He also says that both characters were heavily underestimated at first, which what? Who the fuck underestimated Kenjaku? The first time a nigga seen Kenjaku, they fucking dipped. Then he says,
both main villains are dead and brought back to life in the modern era, for JJK being Sukuna, and for Naruto being Madara.
That is not correct.
Sukuna never died. He turned himself into a cursed object. But also, if you want to go there with saying that the villains were brought back to life in the modern age, is Naruto a copy of JoJo's? Dio was brought back into the modern age. He was dead. The Pillar Men, they were also ancient and they were brought back to the modern age. Does that count? It's almost like a word that's popping into my head. I can't think of it. It's intruding. It hurts. It's attacking my body. And then he goes on CTE activation trying to say that JJK has a Team 7, which I don't listen. Y'all niggas stretching that definition, bro. Like, how is Sakura and Nobara similar in any type of way? Next, we got this guy, and he says,
alright, I'ma give real criticism.
So we know we're in for a ride right here. He says, rushed ending. Some of the fights towards the ending were off screen, such as the Hikari fight. Notice this manipulation tactic. He could not name a second fight other than the Hikari fight that was off screen, because the only fight that was shown and the only fight in the ending was against Sukuna. So what is this criticism? How the fuck is the ending rushed because of some fights being off screen when the only off screen fight was against Hikari and Arame? What? Notice how he ain't say nothing about the story. The story wasn't rushed, but it's just the fights. It's the fights. The fights were rushed. I didn't get to see two niggas hit like I wanted them to hit. Like, what are we saying right now? 2. Power system. Not that it's a copy of Naruto like the guy said, but it's too complex for the average reader, which is why so many people don't fully grasp the plot. No, the reason why people can't grasp the plot is because they can't fucking read. This complex power system also causes some plot holes. Like how theoretically Megami could have just put Piercing Ox on a treadmill to create a literal nuke.
What the fuck is you talking about?
Nigga, what? What the fuck are you talking about? How is that a plot hole in the story? We have never seen Megami summon Piercing Ox. We only seen it when Sukuna summoned it against Yorozu. Also, if some of you don't know, Piercing Ox gets stronger the longer it runs, so that's why he's saying this. So if you were to put it on a treadmill, it'd be strong as fuck. But he doesn't realize how impossible it is to use that in a fight. You will have to find a treadmill strong enough to carry the weight of a cursed enhanced ox. You will also have to find a treadmill that accelerates alongside the ox as it gets faster. You will also have to find a way to release the ox without slowing down its momentum or having it crash into the fucking treadmill. And lastly, you have to find a way to make the treadmill move it, because the treadmill is stationary, so if you was in a fight, somebody could just stand behind the fucking treadmill and avoid the attack completely. This is so impractical. Next he says, Sukuna's past. We only get snippets of Sukuna's past and his backstory wasn't really explained, which hopefully this gets fleshed out in a spinoff, as he doesn't really have a reason for his actions besides just for the hell of it, which is a little weird because he's the main villain and even completely non-redeemable characters have some reason for being who they are today, no matter how stupid. Now this is when I realized that this guy might have not read the manga completely, because it is 2026. Why do we still think that Sukuna's motivation for being evil is just for the hell of it? That is not Sukuna's motivation. The JJK manga has almost ended 2 years ago, and we still can't comprehend what was written. Sukuna was evil because he was coping with the way he was born. Sukuna has 4 arms, 4 eyes, 2 mouths, and bones sticking out of his ears. How else was he supposed to live? Then he replies to me, which I'm not going to show my original response, not because I want to set this guy up or anything, but I just don't feel like doing all that work.
Everyone, boo this nigga!
tries to address my point of me saying that JJK's power system isn't complex, and get this, guess what he compares it to? Hunter x Hunter. Brother, I'm overloading. Brother, Hunter x Hunter's power system is widely known as one of the most complex power systems in the entire anime genre, which his whole argument is basically saying that the reason why JJK is so complex is because each character has a different ability that is specific towards them, but they also have restrictions that are specific towards them. And he says that Nen does this better because the Nen is still unique to the individual, but the restrictions are easy to understand. Which I don't know which restrictions are getting him caught up in JJK. Maybe Hakari's technique is kind of clapping him up or something. I have no idea what he's talking about. I don't know what restrictions are like hard to understand in JJK. I don't know. This just comes down to personal preference at this point. And then he responds to my Sukuna backstory argument by saying, and for Sukuna, yes, the world shaped him, but I want to know how. What actually took place in his time period for him to change so drastically? Because last I checked, eating people is not the norm. What do you mean you want to know how? You look, brother, what Sukuna's backstory would be is just him getting bullied and beat on and like shamed because he looks like an abomination. I feel like that's just unnecessary, bro. It should just be so boring. Okay, he gets beat on, he is, you know, his mother doesn't want him, and then now he's cool and evil. Just turn on solo leveling, brother. Any isekai, just turn it on. That's literally Sukuna's backstory. Sukuna's an isekai character. Also talking about what changed him drastically. Brother, he came out the womb hated, so he decided to hate the world. Like what are we saying? All of what he's doing is to lash out at the world that hated him, that rejected him. It's revenge. Like, brother, it's really not that hard, man. Was he poor? How did Sukuna ever come about deciding to become a curse? Or did he not decide and just died while having a ton of curse energy? This nigga thinks Sukuna's a curse spirit. Fuck. Stupid comment. What is stupid comment? Now this whole comment is funny just because of this one moment.
I'm gonna get some real criticism.
Why Sukuna is a curse spirit? Then he responds back admitting that he hasn't read the manga in a while. So I'll give him credit for that. But he then reinforces that he hasn't read the manga because he then says, but that still doesn't explain why he wanted to do that. In reference to me saying that Sukuna turned himself into a cursed object. When we were first introduced to Sukuna, we're told that he wanted to transverse the ages. That's why he turned himself into a cursed object. He then goes on about how Nen is complicated, but it's easy to understand. And then he explains the fucking power system to me, which I'm not gonna read that out. I already know, big dog. But then he gives his reason to why JJK is complicated, and he says this bullshit. First, he says everyone has a different technique and a domain expansion. He says those two are separate. If they correlate, they're the same thing. All domain expansion is your technique with a sure hit. Jogo uses fire for his curse technique. Guess what his domain is? I know, so complicated. And then he says some stuff is inherited and some stuff is genetic, which clapped the fuck out of me because what is the difference between inherited and genetic? I thought those two were similar. And then he says some stuff you need an item to unlock it. What? I don't know what is he talking about. I literally don't know what he's talking about with that point. And lastly, he says some domain expansions interfere with the real world and others don't. I think he's getting like open domains and closed domains confused. That's what I'm thinking. Or the most embarrassing thought that he's getting daggone domain. I don't know what the fuck. I literally don't know what he's trying to say here. He like deadass, he might just have to pick up the book or read the anime. I was about to say read the anime. He might have to watch the anime again. Lastly, we have this stupid motherfucker right here. First off, he says,
JJK was mid though, let me tell you why. Kenjaku gets one-shotted by Yuta, even though he has 10 million curses we will never see. Ate Mahito's perfect idol transfiguration, but didn't use it at all. Was supposed to be the main villain, but gets wiped just so Yuta can get Gojo, even though he should have at least died by Yuji. Because what's the connection between them two?
I really don't get his 10 million curses critique. Like, I don't know what he wanted from the story. I don't know if he wanted Gege to draw 10 million curses fighting Yuta individually, 1v1 style, gauntlet. I don't know. I really don't know why he wanted to see 10 million curses so bad. He says it like we don't get to see Kenjaku use curse spirit manipulation when that's one of his main arsenals. Also, Kenjaku never used Mahito's curse technique. Nigga, he started a whole arc because he used Mahito's curse technique. What the fuck are you talking about? Also, yes, Kenjaku's supposed to be the main villain, not the one who the entire narrative is surrounded by. Also, Yuta didn't one-shot Kenjaku just so he can get to Gojo. The whole reason why Yuta had to go into Gojo's body is because his body got cut in half by Sukuna, which was after the Kenjaku fight. So what are you talking about? The reason why Yuta had to one-shot Kenjaku is so he could get to the battle and fight Sukuna. That was the whole point. Y'all niggas always want to drag out 1v1 fight. Nigga, we have to defeat Sukuna. Help! Higuruma's down. Help Yuji. Like, imagine if Kenjaku and Yuta had a 1v1 fair fight. fucking the whole cast would be dead. But hey, we're 14 minutes into this video and we got a good criticism. I agree. Yuji and Kenjaku's connection wasn't really, explained that much or explored. I mean, I wish I would have seen more from those two. So good job. This slowly fades. He slowly becomes more brain rotted as the comments go on. He spun his little fan fiction in 2.2. He says JJK kept speed running things and basically he tried to speed run JJK so he can make Modulo. Why would you want to speed run an original series just so you can make a sequel? I don't know. Then he said he's speed running Modulo so he can make a new series. Then why the fuck would he make Modulo in the first place? That was something he chose to do. Then he says he spent less time focusing on development on the main character and gives more shared screen time to discuss the buildup of the world and how Gojo's supposed to be the strongest and blah blah blah. I like how he dismisses Gojo being the strongest as Yap, yet says that Yuji has no development. It's almost like those two are tied together. You're supposed to be paying attention to the fucking screen, you idiot. Kenjaku, the guy who planned everything for 1,000 years and was able to seal Gojo, planned out everything in the anime except Toji fighting Gojo and Geto, and he's less of a threat than Sukuna, and we don't get more screen time or character development on Kenjaku than Sukuna. Less of a threat. Mind you, Kenjaku's behind the Shibuya arc and the Culling Games arc. 2 arcs in the whole fucking anime. 2 whole arcs in the half of the anime is because of him. What are we saying? Also, he's saying how Kenjaku's this threat because he planned everything. Sukuna developed the world cutting slash off of seeing Maharaga use it against Gojo. I don't know what to tell you, big dog. And in terms of screen time, I feel like Kenjaku did what he needed to do. We've seen him plenty times in the story. I don't know why you want him to see him fucking jerk off with Sukuna or something. I don't know. I was gonna read these 2 comments, but it's just Kenjaku glaze, bro. He got Kenjaku's cock all in his throat. Like, I don't know what he wants. He wants Kenjaku to be #1 in the verse. Top 1. Nobody can touch him. Like, bro, I don't know how is that a flaw in the series just because your favorite character didn't get glazed. I want to do all of his comments, but it's like 5 paragraphs of bullshit, bro. So I'm gonna get the best moments that I like, that I want to criticize. In this one, he says Mechamaru shouldn't have died to Mahito. That's also something I think is straight false. Toji losing to Hollow Purple when he could have easily dodged it, instead he suddenly becomes in his head. Gojo learning RTT for the plot when Toji already won against Gojo and Geto. Maki being beyond special grade since Toji beat Geto and Gojo, who are both special grade, but then she could easily suppress Yuta. Jogo being able to survive and walk away from 2 encounters fighting Gojo. Mechamaru is something I really hate because he shouldn't have lost to Mahito and would have easily been able to get out of there. He had years of CE stored more than 10x what Yuta has full, and yet he loses? Yeah, no, doesn't make sense. I did read manga, did watch JJK. Fucking caveman. I don't think you know how overpowered Mahito is. How does Mechamaru having more curse energy help him defeat Mahito when he can't hit the soul? That's the whole reason why Mahito's so dangerous. You can't kill him unless you can hit the soul or exhaust him. Like, Mahito is so broken, all he needed to do was get 1 touch on Mechamaru and it was over. But I guess Mechamaru should have won because... And then his point about Toji dodging the Hollow Purple. How did you know that Toji can dodge the Hollow Purple? Don't you realize that that scene is played in slow motion? So the normal person would infer that in actuality, the attack is moving much faster than it is shown. Also, Toji didn't become stunningly in his head. If you were listening to what he said, the reason why he wanted to fight Gojo is because what happened to him in the Zenin clan. He was cast away from Jujutsu Society because of his heavenly pact. So when he sees somebody at the pinnacle of Jujutsu, he wants to take them down to show that they were wrong for rejecting him. This is called characterization, a concept that people criticize JJK for not having. And then he says Gojo learning RCT was for the plot, which would imply that Gojo getting RCT is an ass pull, which makes no sense since we're shown that Gojo is a natural genius at Jujutsu sorcery. Like, the anime literally bashes into your head how good Gojo is, yet when you see it unfold, now you're confused. But honestly, this makes sense since you see Gojo being the strongest as pointless yap. And with the Maki and Yuta thing, he's saying that Maki should surpass Yuta and be like a beyond special grade because Toji beat Geto and Gojo, who are also special grade, so somehow that makes them like higher in the hierarchy. This is fucking stupid. First of all, Geto wasn't a special grade, he was a grade 1 sorcerer. Also, Toji had to defeat Gojo by wearing him down and using cursed spirits to blind him. So we really don't know if Toji could beat Gojo in a one-on-one fight. Also, you're saying since Toji beat Geto and Gojo and Maki's relative to Toji, then she should surpass Yuta? It's funny because Yuta can beat Geto and Gojo by himself on a one-on-one fight unlike Toji. So that really wouldn't put Maki past Yuta in no way. Then he tries to insult me saying I'm either a big fan or I'm lying to myself because most of the series is pushing BS narratives, which is funny because he can't even grasp basic plot points. left. Talk about pushing BS narrative. You don't even understand the fucking narrative. You're like a chicken with his head cut off. And it said that you said you read the manga and watched the anime, and yet you still can't understand this shit. Leave no child behind. Then he says this, by the way, favorite character is Yuki, so I'm even more annoyed she died to Kenjaku from an ability he had that he didn't use since taking back shots. Nigga, what? Like, why would they just not let the black hole take him, instead let some sword kill him when he literally would wipe a sword and break it like he did with Miwa? Nigga, what? This is rage bait. This is rage bait. I fell for it. Fuck, he got me. You got me, you son of a bitch. Well, I'll play along, man. Okay, so here's why. Here's the reason. Because the reason why he was able to be killed from a sword from Yuta versus Mia is because Yuta is the stronger sorcerer. So he was using those. Then his next comment is pointing out the similarities between Naruto and JJK, saying I can't really blame the guy in the video, which yes, I can blame the guy in the video because he's criticizing JJK. He's not saying it's similar, he's saying it's a blatant copy, which is false. Everything similar about JJK and Naruto is in concept and execution is different. If you get past the fucking color pattern recognition, you will see how different they are. He then regurgitates the points that the guy made in the video, so I'm not going to go over those because that would just be me repeating myself. But this one I wanted to harp on. He's saying that Geto and Obito are similar because they were childhood friends that turned evil as a twist villain. Also, he calls me Venom, which a lot of people in the comments called me Venom. Who the fuck is Venom? Nigga, this Geek Man, nigga. Fuck out of here. Fuck you talking about? Don't ever disrespect me like that. Nigga, this Geek Man. Who the fuck Venom? Nigga, this Geek Man, nigga. This Geek Man, nigga. Fuck out of here. Fuck is you talking about? Nigga, this Geek Man, nigga. This Geek Man, nigga. But to address his point about Geto being a twist villain, that is blatantly wrong, since Geto was a villain when we first saw him in JJK 0. So his point is dead right there. And he responds with this. Geto wasn't first a villain when we saw him. He was Gojo's best friend, his companion. He meant the world to Gojo. We saw this through the anime, how they were first and second strongest, but allied and best friends. Then he became a villain to destroy all humans. No, I don't think he understands. Come here, let me grab your head. Come here. When JJK first came out, it was called Tokyo Metropolitan Cursed Technical School. The main character was Yuta Akotsu and the main villain was Geto Suguru. That came out before Heavenly Inventory. So Geto was a villain when he was first introduced. So how can he be a twist villain if he was already a villain? You fucking it. You should know that since you said I couldn't get the full screenshot in one, but he's trying to say that Geto was a villain twist because Gojo got shocked in Shibuya when he saw that he was alive, so somehow that makes it a villain twist. What? How would that be a villain twist since Gojo already knew that Geto was a villain in JJK 0? That wouldn't be a villain twist. That still wouldn't, that doesn't work. Like, why are you trying so hard to push this narrative? Then he says, either way, he was a twist villain. Whether you want to say it was during JJK 0 when the twist of him becoming the villain was shown through his emo arc and how he told Geto he'd kill all humans, or as Kenjaku and Shibuya arc, either way it's a twist villain, just like Obito. So what's your point? Yo, this nigga's slow, man. For your first example, it's not like Obito because we saw Geto as a villain first. When we see Obito, he's a shinobi. He's good. We see him as inherently good. So that's when we see him as Madara, it's a twist because he's the villain. With Geto, it isn't a twist because we already knew he was a villain. We're just seeing his backstory now. And the whole twist with Kenjaku is that the fact that it isn't Geto, that's the twist. That it isn't Geto, that Geto is actually dead and this is somebody else. And then he replies with, you seem to get confused. Let me clarify. Geto wasn't already a villain when we first saw him. I don't think he knows what JJK 0 is. Like, if I told him, he might like just explode on the spot. Why does he think that Heavenly Inventory was the first work that Gege made? And then he says he wasn't first a villain, he was first a hero, then villain. Just to clarify, which I say is a pretty big twist since Gojo's face was wild low when he was looking at Geto on the sidewalk. Look up the face and tell me bro isn't surprised. XD. Anyways, your logic was good in the short, but in the comments, it's just getting worse. So your whole evidence to why Geto was a twist villain is because of Gojo's fucking face. Like, this is so stupid, talking about my logic is getting worse. Nigga, the reason why my logic is getting worse is I'm arguing with a fucking lobotomite. What are you saying right now? Like, bro's acting like he lived in the JJK verse. A twist villain's from the audience's perspective, not the actual characters, gang. What? Because with Obito, when we first see him, he's like a Naruto-like kid. So when we see how evil he's turned, it's a fucking shock to us. That's the twist. That's a twist villain. With Geto, we're first introduced to him being a villain, and then we see his backstory. That's not a twist villain, that's natural story progression. Who the hell was watching Heavenly Inventory and was shocked that Geto was a villain? The only real argument that you had with Obito and Geto was that they were childhood friends that turned evil. But to say that Geto was a twist villain like Obito is a reach. And then he says this bullshit. So let me finish this work and lay belt to ass real quick. You can't even lay eyes to book. What the fuck are you about to do? Nigga thought he ate with that shit. I know he was glad typing on his phone. Let me finish this work. Is Geto a twist villain? Yes, Geto Subaru functions as a tragic, slow burn twist villain rather than a sudden betrayer. Brother, by definition, Geto isn't a twist villain. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Argue with the definition, bro. I'ma lay belt to ash real quick. Belt breaks off the fucking buckle immediately. And this is how I know I got him, because now he's addressing JJK Zero and stretching the definition of a twist villain. Because now he's saying that Geto is a twist villain because he was revealed to be Gojo's old friend in JJK Zero. That is not what a twist villain is, nigga. By definition, a twist villain is a character who appears in a story often in film, TV, or literature as a seemingly good or neutral figure but is later revealed to be the true antagonist. This reveal is usually a surprise to both the audience and other characters, and it can be a major plot twist that changes how the story is perceived. The first scene we see of Geto is him being responsible for almost killing Inumaki and Yuta. Then the scene after that is explaining how he got exiled from Jujutsu High because he killed a fucking village. Ah yes, good and neutral figure.
Oh my god, how could this guy be a villain? Holy shit.
But anyways, that's it for the video. I just wanted to discuss how like every time somebody criticized JJK, you can always look and see how they didn't read the manga and how their criticisms make no sense when you actually pick up the fucking book. Or some stupid shit like piercing ox treadmill plot hole in the fucking power system. Not about the writing, just that fucking stupid shit like that, bro. There is some stuff to be criticized about JJK, but y'all don't know how to do it. Y'all don't know how to do it at all. But yeah, man, that'll be it for me today. I'll see y'all boys later, man. Peace.